Hello Muggles and welcome back to my Harry Potter kitchen, the brand new series where I am baking my way through the Harry Potter books and making a recipe for all the wonderful food and drink featured inside. If you missed last week's episode where we made a delicious homemade marmalade, then check out the link in the description to catch up. But it's Magic Monday, so let's see what other goodness we have in store. If you like what you see here in my Harry Potter kitchen and you want to see more, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and click on the notification bell so you get an alert every week when there is a brand new video. But without further ado, let's see what we've got next. So carrying on from last week, it is Sunday morning and Vernon is very happy because no post on Sundays, as he famously said. But letters are still coming in thick and fast, this time through the fireplace. He's had enough, so he's grabbed the whole family and they're all leaving, jumped in the car and they are driving and driving. No food and drink all day, guys, so that's a little break in the recipes. But I can see our next recipe just coming up. They stopped over in a hotel and they ate stale corn flakes and cold tinned tomatoes on toast for breakfast the next day. Let's get into it. For this recipe, you will need 1 tablespoon of muscovado sugar, 200 milliliters of hot water, 175 grams of finely ground cornmeal, a pinch of salt, and 1 tablespoon of coarsely ground semolina. Now, cornflakes are the ultimate classic breakfast, particularly here in the UK, so I thought we'd focus on that rather than the tinned beans and toast, as we already made a breakfast recipe. But if you haven't seen our Harry Potter fry-up, then click the link down below to catch up on that. To begin this recipe, we're going to make a quick sugar syrup by placing our sugar into a bowl, adding in our hot water, and then stirring it through until dissolved. In a separate bowl, you want to measure out your finely ground cornmeal and your pinch of salt. You can also whisk that together just to make sure it's properly combined. Make a well in the middle and then slowly pour in your sugar syrup, whisking it through to make a smooth paste. Keep on adding your sugar syrup until it is well combined, but be careful not to over whisk it, as otherwise your cornflakes will be tough. You want to keep on mixing until you have the consistency of a thick pancake batter. Line a baking tray with some grease-proof paper and then spread a thin layer of your cornflake batter over that. The crispier you like your cornflakes, the thinner this layer should be. Now, if you look at the traditional Kellogg's cornflakes, you can see on the outer surface there is a bit of a crumbly texture that is really crisp in the oven. So to replicate this, we're going to use semolina. Again, we're going to try to get coarsely ground rather than fine ground so it really stands out. Sprinkle this over the top of your cornflake batter just before it goes in the oven. Pop the cornflakes in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes until they just go golden. Now at this stage, when the cornflakes come out the oven, they're still going to be quite soft, which is the time when you can either break them up to make some standard cornflakes, or if you're in my Harry Potter kitchen, we're going to use a lightning bolt cookie cutter to cut out some lightning shapes and make them a little bit more magic. Carefully cut out your cornflakes and place them onto a separate baking tray. This time, try to space them out so they have enough room to breathe. You'll then need to lower the temperature of the oven to 120 degrees Celsius and then pop them in for another 20 to 30 minutes until they go nice and crisp. Once they are baked all the way through and nice and golden, your cornflakes are ready to eat. Of course, you could eat them hot or let them cool down and then store them in an airtight container. When it's time for breakfast, place some into a bowl, add a splash of milk, hot or cold, and dig in. So there you have it, a magical way to start your day. If you want to try this recipe out, I would definitely recommend it, and it is quite fun to make with kids who like actual cereals to see how it is all done. If you do make it, let me know how they turn out and what you thought, and of course if you add any fun flavours, let me know what you tried too. That is all for this recipe, but if you want to see more, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, click on the notification bell so you get an alert next week when there is a brand new recipe, and I'll see you there.